Hello coders, welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we are actually going to be creating an operating system. And I'm very excited about this. I've been looking forward to making this video for a long time, and it has been in the works for a very long time. But finally, I've got to a point where I believe I can accurately send this video out and be able to help people with any problems they might discover. So, that being said, let's get right into the code. So, open up your favorite text editor, mine is Atom, and just create a new file called boot.asm. I already have it, and I am just going to open it right up. And this is my second take doing this video, so we are just going to delete all of that. So, you may be wondering, well, how do we actually start coding? The way we start coding is typing. But more seriously, what do we actually do in order to make the computer boot? So this isn't something the computer needs, but this is something that's going to make our lives much easier. Org 0x7c00. And what does this do? This basically tells the compiler that any pointers we have to offset them at this address. Pretty simple. Now we just do JMP and a $, and that is just going to jump to the current address in our code, and that's just gonna make an infinite loop. And then we do times, if I can type, times 510 minus parentheses $ minus $, db0, and then dw0xaa55. Now you may be wondering what this does. This basically fills our boot sector, which is 512 bytes, with zeros, and that just makes it so that this can be put at the very bottom of the boot sector. And the reason we do this is because the computer actually looks at the very bottom of the boot sector for this magic number to make sure that it's actually a valid boot, and make sure it's actually a valid code that it can actually run. So now we can do this, and it's not going to do anything very exciting, but we should be able to run this and it would work. And the way we are actually going to run it is with Box. And if you just go in here and you just go into Box download and you just type that in, you're going to come up to SourceForge. I can never say that word. You're going to come into SourceForge, and you're going to go over here to see all releases. And that's going to take you to sourceforge.net. Why can I never say that word? And once you do that, you're just going to click any of these. I have 2.7. It's the latest release, most stable. I recommend getting 2.7. Now, what you're going to do is you're just going to click this box win64-2.7.exe, and you're just going to install it. And once that's installed, you can open up your File Explorer, and you can just go into Downloads and find your box and just double click it. And yeah, it's gonna show up with a, do you want to give this permission? And you're just gonna click OK. And if you see a white box a blue box that says Microsoft protected your computer, you're going to click on more information, and then you're going to click run anyway. And don't worry, this is completely safe. It's not going to hurt your computer. And yeah. So once you've installed Box, I already have it installed, so I'm not going to go through that again. You should, if you go into your Start menu, you should be able to find it right here, Box 2.7, and just go down here and you can click Box 2.7. Now, you're going to go in here and you're going to click disk and boot. You're going to click edit, and you are going to wait. Okay, and now that this came up, you're just going to click 1.2M, and then you're going to click browse all files and click boot.bin. It's very important. And then what you're going to do is type of floppy media. You're just going to click 1.2, and these have to match. And then you're just going to go down here and click inserted. Now, to make this entire process easier, what you can do is you can click save, and you can just save it. And I already have it saved, but I'm going to do it again. And you can save that, and now whenever you open that in your files, that is Minecraft, that is not files, you can just double click it. So now that you already have that in, you can just click start, and it's going to appear with this. And okay, wait, oh yeah, we didn't compile it. Okay, we didn't compile it, that's why that showed up. So the way you're compiling it is nasm-f bin boot.asm-o boot.o. Pretty simple. And yeah, boot.bin, not boot.o. And then I'm just gonna remove boot.o. And pretty simple. And now you can just double click that, and that should work. Yeah. Okay. Since I already had that file, you're not going to be able to see it, so just follow. So once you compile it, you're going to go down here to box 2.7, box, disk and boot, edit, and you're going to click 1.2, browse all files, and now that you've compiled it, you should see boot.bin, and you can just click that and click 1.2, and you could click inserted, and then click OK, and then click start. And now you should be able to actually run this. And you should get this, booting from floppy. And there you go. You have just made, that is OBS, not my text editor. You have just made your very own boot file thing. I don't know the correct terminology for this. I'm pretty sure it's called a bootloader. Yeah, so you just made your own bootloader, which is pretty cool. And you may want to actually do some more with this. So our bootloader is actually going to just serve as a way to get our kernel in, and then we're going to do cooler things with our kernel. So what we're going to do for this bootloader is we are going to just print something to the screen. So mov bx boot, and then call print string. Fairly simple. And now we have to define boot and print string. So print string, and you go down here and you click ret, not ret. You don't click ret, you type ret. And then you're going to do boot db, whatever message you want. We're going to do hello world, and then 0. And we're going to put a capital H there. So we are just going to now write our print string function. And our print string function is fairly simple. It's just going to be mov ah 0x0e, which tells it that we want to print .p loop, and this is a label that we are going to define so we can jump back to it later. So after .p loop, what we're going to do is move al, the value at bx, and if you've coded in C, the brackets is equivalent to dereferencing a pointer. So if bx was your pointer, it would look like that. But it's not C, it's assembly, so it's going to be like that. And then we're just going to do int 0x10, which tells it, hey, we want to print. And then we are going to compare al to a0 and jump not equal .p loop. And I know this a lot, so let's go through this. This tells it that we want to print. well, it doesn't tell it that we want to print. It tells it to use TTY, which is teletype scrolling, and then I don't remember the other thing. Basically, you're gonna have to use this if you want to print. Then we're gonna tell it what to print, and we move that into AL. And then we call 0x10, which just prints a character to the string. And then we compare AL to a 0, and then we jump to .ploop if it's not a 0. And down here, you have to add a O, not an O, you have to add a 0 in order for this to work. Now, this code is not going to work for one very specific reason. We did not change the pointer. So now we have to inc bx. So that should work. And we are just going to run that now. So if you go into your File Explorer, you can just double click. And that should print a hello. Why don't you want to print? Strange. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, we didn't actually compile. Okay. I always forget about compiling. So inc bx. And inc stands for increment. nasm-f bin boot.asm-o boot.bin. Line 21 expression syntax error. Oh, no comma. Okay, now that should work, and we can just go into our File Explorer, run that, and if we typed it correctly, yep, we get a hello world with a very special space. And if you don't want that, you can just move this up above this. So if you don't want the space, what we can do is we can define .exit, and then we can take this, the compare, and we can just move it to the top of ploop, and then jump equal not ploop.exit. Okay, and if you this is not mandatory, but if you don't want the space there, I don't mind it, but if you don't want it, you can just do this. And then if you run that, you should get no space. Runs once and then it doesn't. Oh yeah, we have to jump. Okay, yeah. And then jmp.p loop. And jmp is an unconditional jump. It just runs it when it hits it. So, and now we can go into this and just run that, and you should get hello world. And then you still get a space. Did I put a space in here? No, I didn't. I don't know why you get a space. You get a space. Spaces are spaces. But yeah. You now have a bootloader and a working print string function. And I'm just gonna change this around because I don't like defining more things than I need. And yeah. So then just compare AL0. So that is our basic bootloader, and in the next video we are going to actually be rewriting all of this so that we can load a kernel in 32-bit protected mode. And yeah, so that's going to be our next video. So I will see you all then. And before I end this video, I would like to thank Emerald Masta, who was a big help in making this video. I've never actually made an operating system before. Well, that's not true. I have made operating systems before, but they all ended with some big error I couldn't fix. So, thank you so much to Emerald Master for helping me out, and, I don't even know. They helped me a lot in the making of this video, so I really appreciate it. And that's going to be the end of this video. Like always, my GitHub is in the description, and my Discord server is also in the description, so if you have any issues with your code, go there and you can just check it out, and yeah. Also, real quick, on my GitHub, we are going to go to my GitHub, github.com. We are going to go to my GitHub, and on my GitHub, there is an OS dev repo, and it has code and it has install. So if you just want to completely skip this tutorial, you're not going to learn anything, but if you want to just completely skip this tutorial, you could just go straight to my OS dev Git repo and just download it and everything. So yeah, that is the end of this video. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will see you all on the next video. Bye!